Kyabazinga olunaku lw'eggulo yatongozezza dduyiro w'abakadde ate 13 baweerebbwa bail kw'abawagira NUP ate 36 baddizibwayo ekitalya ebbugumu wakati kuwa omusango gwa NUP ne NRM petition nga ewabira ebyava mu kulonda yawabira General Kaguta Museveni nawabira Anthony General wamu ne Electoral Commission ebbugumu likutte wansi ne waggulu buli omu yewerera munne mbaniriza nnyo ku STV The Sharp Talk naku lwakubiri ennaku z'omwezi ziri mwenda omwezi ogwokubiri mwaka 2021 amanya nze Simon Chris Makanga era nga bwe nabasuubiza wiiki ewedde nti tugenda kuba tukomawo ne program gye musinga okwagala STV The Sharp Talk n'omukukunavu Joseph Tamale Mirundi mutabani wa Mole n'amatovu wamu ne Mirundi Yowana era nkulamusaako yonna gy'osizira okubanga otulaba olunaku olwaleero
Mirundi mugenzi Mirundi
omugenzi
naye
wewa
omanyi bw'ozaala omwana omugezi tofa kati bagenda ne bamubuuza mu ggulu nti wayi Mirundi kunsiba kuyita nti agwe nalekayo
akyatambuza emirimu owasizeyo tano muzeeyi weebale kunyumira mu yero mbadde manyi ebintu ebyo wabivaamu.
And the suit is a suit of hope. When I was poisoned, my mother, my maternal mother, Ali London, she flew from London to here, and it is suit is sato, nengato, nanganti ujja kuwona. Era nanganti suit yonjikuwadde, ajja jigendemu ne kololo. Museveni agenda kuwangula akalulu.
That is recently over?
When Nalwala last year.
Oh, okay.
When I was poisoned. Now, I don't go to national functions.
As was he gone?
I don't attend meetings in the State House. And for me, when I make a commitment, malako nayo. Suti eno njambala, whenever I have challenges, nti I've survived three serious assassination attempts on my life. Yesterday I went to my mother, nantuuza ku mubiriizi about 90 nangamba. As long as I'm still alive, nobody can harm you.
Zetamano, it sounds like you're scared for your life.
Nabadde mpulira omuntu nga yogera n'agamba no. This man is a tooth. If we remove one tooth, the other teeth will also be affected. What we need to do is to accommodate him. Omuyenze neddogondirina ne technology mulina.
Asidi omuyina.
Enyondo otambula nayo. And you see for me, nze kambabuulire, I'm a very unique person. Very unique.
How unique are you?
Kati kankubuulire.
Ngogyeko n'ebyo otambula.
Wambuuza luli mu Sunday. Can we solve the congestion issue in Kampala? Kana kataba nakawandika 15 years ago. Whatever they are doing in Kampala is not intended to solve problems. I can solve Kampala problems in 6 months. Because you must look at 2 factors only. We have 2 types of capital cities. The way you administer Abuja and Dodoma is not the way you administer Kampala. Kampala is the capital city.
What is it?
Kampala is my relatives by Abazali. If you chase away hawkers, omusajja omwana yakulira mu kifumbira amanye Rukiga. Omusajja ali mu katwe kinyolo amanye Hoima. Yakulira mu Kinubbi amanye Mwaluwa.
Apana.
Kakati gwe kasojja ne bamusene baani era musina muwandiikako mu katabo muno. Nga bakamulonda ne mbaga nti musi will fail has 2 factors. One, mosaic image. Mosaic image twakijja mu Moses.
Ngetegeeza ki?
Zikirita mu political science. Somebody who comes arrogantly nalowooza nti ye Musa azze okununula abaana ba Israel afairinga.
Arrogantly?
Yes.
Okay.
Moses was suffering from mosaic image. 2, her proximity to the president. Yalowooza the president yajja kujjanga amuyambe. The president rang me several times.
Nze mbadde memusi yali ayamba Museveni ate.
Even me advised on Kampala, I refused. I said Musisi is operating on deception. Are
you lobbying for a job just in case nga bakuyita?
Kana katabo kadde.
Wakawandika dite.
15 years ago.
Ooh.
Kana akatabo kano kola Invisible Hand. Kasomeko nakawandika.
Okay, wakawandika dated 19th July 2012.
I had already identified the Mbabas.
Mbwajja 2016.
Nimba gamba mu government yemu mulimu omukono gumutala gubakoleramu.
Invisible Hand.
Yes. Nalina kukola ki?
Mbabazi yajjanga Invisible Hand.
Kana akatabo kenda kugamba jjo. Tinawandika akatabo kano ku Bobi Wine.
People power.
Nenkatereka. Nti ono mukwasi wa nseni nezonna zigenda muddukako. Bobi Wine will never benefit from his struggle. Nero kuba nategeera mujja kunzi.
How won't he benefiting nga yafunye ababaka 5
Tagenda kubafunamu.
Bagenda wo.
This is the end. Bobi Wine has embarked on a journey of destruction. Was hired to do a job. Okalaba oloza nakawandisa eggulu.
Bakansala almost mu Buganda bonna babe.
Ndikana kati nakawandika. Nenkatereka.
Ekikono kuba tunaba circulatinga. Akali latest.
Andi nakakuba. Nakamuwandika ko butabo.
Busatu.
Kano nenkatereka. Kuba Jesus yagamba. Tinsobola okumenya yekano nenjizimbira mu nnaku 3 wasejere mu mutti. Yeka yamala emyaka waliwo omusajja omuyita Professor Lusoba Pascal yali president wa Central African Republic. Nagende France n'abagamba. We are here because Africa was liberated because of Hitler, which is true.
Africa was liberated because of Hitler?
Yes. It was Hitler who attacked Europe. Britain goes to America. Roosevelt sits in Churchill and he says, after the Second World War, grant all your colonies independence. Ne Pascal Elisoba, bweyayogera mu University of France, Abafaransa bamujjako. Why do you talk about he praised Hitler here who occupied our country? Kakati ffe tumanya kana akatabo nakawandika nenkatereka.
Ogambe ezo nazikule nezigenda mu bukako.
Yes.
Ekyo nno kyewuunyisa ng'omusajja amaze okufuna ababaka mu parliament.
Bakansalazi
bonna.
I wrote this book. Kati kyenkagassemu kiri eki. I've predicted 2021 to 2026 what will happen in this country.
In a book?
Kano kagenda kufuluma ku mmande.
Byonna biri omwo. Kakati njagala otuwandiikira akatabo. Within 45 days.
Nenkugamba.
Nga High Court egenda kukola ruling. What should we expect? What are your expectations?
Kakati, as you celebrate Terehesita, is anybody in the government aware that a church in Makurubita
massacre in church
was raided by Obote's soldiers and killed worshippers? Baba ogerako. Baba manyaba bategeka Terehesita. Massacre in the church. Nakawandika. Massacre in the church. Massacre in the church. Massacre in the church. Nakugamba nti soko someone incident yaliyo bakubuliro baba jimanyi.
Okay, the Bloody Sunday on Sunday, January 17th, 1982, Christians in Makurubita village and neighboring areas of Luwero district throwed Kalasa St. Peter's Anglican Church for service. As customary, they would supplicate, share with friends, and retire home towards lunchtime. On this specific day, it became hard, a completely different story. While the service progressed, dreaded government troops of the Uganda National Liberation Army, complete in military fatigue with AK-47 rifles ready to fire, stormed the church as others took position round it. Bewildered, the main celebrant abruptly brought the proceeding to the halt.
But abantu mu church.
Neti wali babyogerako wali.
Terehesita ekimanyi bano bateeka terehesita bakimanyi. Kakati sookolabye kano. Ne bagamba Mbabazi was an invisible hand. This is an invisible force.
What is the difference?
Era eno force. Nakubuulira. Ne nkugamba nti Museveni's challenge. Eri bweti. Nakugamba soko someone. Nimbagamba
tutandikirewa.
Nabaganda Museveni ekizibu kye kiri mu lubiri lwe.
Okay. A prominent businessman hired a consultant to reorganize his company, which was facing financial problems. The consultant found out that the businessman was overspending on luxuries instead of reinvesting the profits into the company. The consultant advised him to cut down on his expenditure, which he rejected, and the company collapsed. Why couldn't this man adjust his luxurious life? The answer was that, like Obi, he could not disengage from the Clara machine that had become part of the parcel of his life. Okay? The attitude is common in politics. This is one reason why governments lose power or be defeated in elections. Losing power means that the government embarked on a self-destruction mission. It did mistakes that were avoidable. A defeat means that voters wanted change. It does not depend on the performance of the government. Therefore, in many cases, leaders operate like Obi. They find themselves at a point of no return.
Abakulembeze bafuna group eva mu lubiri nempandika akatabo kange nti egundi nti the state house cars omukulembeze wa Uganda abalabe be baba mu lubiri
njagala
okunyonyoza awalala
a difference between an invisible force and an invisible hand. Force tugimanyiti
esili yali mbabazi kati ate waliwo force
ngejidde mukadaga speaker of parliament
kano kadda kana katabo kadda kaddi 20
oh my god 2016
nakugamba ntya gwe tosenyisanga na mutwe guno nso mutwe gwange ga yakati bwe nkugamba isoko sowana ku parliament paragraph 2
okay parliament. The biggest blunder the government made was to retain Rebecca Kadaga as speaker. The battle to remove Kadaga was poorly planned. First, the planners wrongly believed that Kadaga would lose her parliamentary seat, which did not materialize. Secondly, Sam Kutesa did not react to accusations that he was eyeing in the speakership. Having elected president of the United Nations General Assembly, Kutesa would have resigned from active politics because serving foreign affairs minister was unattainable.
Mbabulira na politikitinga nenkugamba ba minister mu Kampala nengamba nti Museveni is going to face hostilities from parliament.
What do you base on?
And his challenger will come from parliament.
Chicho sinzira kokola these predictions.
Which has materialized.
They seem to be right.
Slow. Kampala problems by appointing new ministers. The issue goes beyond the ministers. Zentula wansi. The politics of the Banyampi kano katunda nyi.
Ngaliyogira kuchi.
Abanyampi is somebody who takes responsibility when he has not done it. Most of the people the nursery is Abanyampi. Ondo lukwago permanent secretary Munyampi. Bano bonna bemula babo bebasiba makomera Banyampi. Abafuwa balala is a tradition in our culture. Omugabe bwafuwa mwe mugabe seba ozenche koze nga tonnafuwa nako. The politics of the Banyampi. Nenka wandi kan sailing it was a self-destruction mission.
Ngoyogera kuchi.
Nti Uganda egezi.
Ngiraga.
Nemba bulya nemba gamba teri mafia group. Esobola kubeerawo. Nerowooza nti ejja kwonoona buli kintu kyonna. Nabaga nti Abayitale bafuga gundi. Olaba babulye ba mafia bwe nabagamba.
Tutandikirewa.
15 years ago.
Tutandikirewa.
Mafia gundi.
Eno. Sailing on a self-destruction mission. Okay. In my conclusion, let me reiterate that the capitalist group has embarked on a non-reversible mission of destruction for the following reasons. They are sailing on a self-destruction mission. They are very arrogant. They operate on a principle of arrogancy. They are either with us or with the enemy. They do not follow ethics. They do not spare friends. Friends and allies, they are driven by money. They operate in a perception. They turn good policies into personal business for profits. They control the media in Uganda. They are very they are very grave mistakes. They are a very grave mistake. A person who plaster his ventilators, close windows and doors, leaving no room for fresh air to suffocate inside.
Even I predicted it in 2012.
I want to tell
what separates the state from religion. Religious leaders can only take on government when there are 4 factors. One, if their freedom is threatened, come out. The monks in Asia, when you see monks demonstrating on the street, the government has collapsed because the monks demand one thing, to stay in their monasteries. When religious leaders venture into politics, they must understand the politics. Don't propose things that don't apply in politics.
So in that latest book, what is your prediction, Kumusango? Because what will get a
No, let me tell you. Umusango Bobi Wine, never will. When the government messes up elections, this is an election process. It's not an event. Organize election, count votes, declare a winner. No. Era ekintu ekyo kinayogera amawulire mugalaba ekitwala ti Bobi Wine has hired mbabazi lawyers
abali musango
nabagamba ki nabagamba nti the judges nullified the 2016 general elections diplomatically. Babagamba nti in future never organize fresh elections without the 10 recommendations. In future, never cook sauce without salt. What does it mean?
So it's to hire Mbabazi's lawyers. Bagenda kuza chiri ruling jebako.
Kakati yagenda kufuna ebintu kamba buli. Musango ogwa ikani predict it. One, if government believes that it can rely on judges, no. Tekisoboka.
Why?
The judges were enumerated. Baba was saying
until they
retirement.
Die. Wow.
Two, America and Europe, bagambi abantu bonna bali mu government ya Uganda n'abaana baabwe naki, they are being registered for possible return.
Abali wabwe.
N'obugagga bwabwe babukwate. Don't judges have money there?
So they can make a ruling based on fear.
Three, gwe kakati owayo name ne bwaba yagala omwana we amakinga benchmarks. Elections is a process, not an event, as previously. Okay, kakati.
So ekitegeeza guno omusango yinza okuwunza.
Anti nkubuulira.
Should we expect a rerun?
Bano nabo kye bakoze bagezi. Bobi Wine has been reduced to Uganda to a kabaka yekka, where other Baganda are going to gang up against him. Is it not strange? Nti era baloya Baganda
abalimu
who were given prominence. Kakati kitegeeza government yakitegedde nti abalamuzi tebeesigika. Abamerika bajja bagamba nti namwe temulinnya waffe. Two, ne bagamba mulina bye mukola mu short term. Kavuma a royalist, a committed NRM person, yakoma ku acting. Because society needs independent institutions. Kavuma, the only job government gave him, chairman of civil aviation. Why? He cannot be a minister. No. Why? He cannot go through parliament.
For vetting.
Or I can bet my money. He cannot be a speaker. People want independent people. Why is it that the moment you identify as a royalist, you're finished? Kumanze nchimanyi, mutamanyi statistics. Do you know the Western Bloc ababaka beina mu parliament? Ababaka abapa mu Western Uganda.
Nalabye ku list.
Balinga 15 oba 17.
Bali 177.
All of the regions.
So kuleke. Ekintu kyonna kirabye kunga everyone is talking about it. Western Uganda kweta n'ababaka 177.
Babadde baziteekawo mu constituency nga baziteekawo mukola ki? Politics is not for dreamers. Anti kyenkubuulira nti bo babadde baziteekawo nga mukola ki? Politics is for planners.
Okay, in your understanding, kitegeeza ki?
Kakati nkugambye nti speaker bw'abanga Western Bloc eyina 80% on the role of a speaker, abawestern abagezi basoma tebalina bayimbi abawestern bainvestinze wano they will not create a rubber stamp parliament.
Wow, it's a good analysis.
Kakati nkubulira negamba Bobi Wine kyagenda okufunayo I can predict bamvunana simi prejudice but Bobi is one like Mbabas is going to get recommendations
for 2026.
The case will strengthen the role of the chairman of the Electoral Commission, who will be in charge. Kubanga abantu bakoze contradictions. You cannot arrest and declare the candidate. Tuiza mu abasirikale ate abasirikale abalala ne bamukuba. Ekitegeeza we have to have clarity
on that.
Who controls security
of the
during
candidate.
Elections. That's very important. Ekyokubiri, the judiciary is going to take the role of parliament.
Judiciary will take the role of parliament.
Yes. The parliament grab the power from the executive. Ne babeera naye. Museveni bw'alonda abantu nga babagaana. Museveni bw'akola ki nga babagaana. Talina veto ku parliament. Ono okubayita n'abawa ssente n'abakonve. Kati the judiciary yo kyeyina. Teri ku numerical strength. A judge makes a decision that overrules the parliament. Because there are two institutions in a democratic country that make rules. Parliament make rules through bills, the judiciary make rules through precedents. Kati judiciary genda kuwamba government.
Sounds a bit.
I'm telling you.
But when you add up, it really makes a lot of, it weighs a lot.
NC is driven by 3 people. A liberator, a second liberator, a reformist.
What do we have?
Kakati Museveni liberator. Besi yali mu kufuka second liberator. Bobi Wine is reformer.
Who is he?
Tetumanyi kyali. What is he about? Kakati in absence of a reformer and a second liberator, Museveni in a challenge. He must end up like an overseer. Era Museveni yali badde atunulira nnyo Obasanjo. Nti Obasanjo yava mu power. Naye Obasanjo by 1964 bwe balonda aduumira amagye a UN peacekeeper in Congo, it was commanded by Obasanjo. Bwe kyatuuka okuba abayibo who did it? Obasanjo. Bwe kwatuuka okuleeta democracy mu Nigeria, Obasanjo. Bwe kutuusa ku retirement, Obasanjo yava ne mu kibiina kye ne bamugobamu naga nti Nigeria to unite. Obasanjo wrote 3 volumes. Obasanjo the liberator, Obasanjo the overseer, naye basoma, balina obudde obusoma. Oyinza okusanga ne Makerere bakirina mu political science. Ezo volumes esatu ezo Obasanjo.
Wow, it's a good analysis.
Nkubuulira ne gamba nti look, the judiciary is going to be the reformist institution in Uganda in the next 5 years. Parliament, in spite of its numerical numbers, is going to lose 1. Mututta abajega, mututta abasiru, mututta abaki, mututta abaki. But you are forgetting, and this is the fact the president is overlooking.
What is that?
The president, kakati, abadde liberator, abadde reformer, abadde statesman, unlike Moses, ono ye yafuga eggwanga, abantu abafuze amawanga gaabwe Washington, ono egundi mabane bali baleeters Katonda n'abayamba bali ne batafuuka bagundi batono Mandela yakaddewa era I don't write about Mandela seriously yali mukadde naye bwe baatuuka omugamba yagoba mukazi we asaznyusa abazungu Mandela batta omusajja no Chris Hani yali adumira amagye ga South Africa tumumanyi wano bulungi did Mandela put up an inquiry? No. Mandela divorcing mukazi we immediately got out of prison. What if he was here? Kakati Mandela muteeka ate mu kiti kirala as a political scientist. Mutegeera tituyita gamba musajja nti si mwenzi naye ate ng'atambula n'abannyina. The Baganda have a proverb. You cannot test your dog on a heap of tobacco. A dog does not smoke. You bring him meat there and see whether it will reject it. Kakati nemba gamba nti bino byonna bye mugamba bimuliko tubiyita political again. The biggest challenge Museveni
in this country.
Yes. Whoever Museveni would be very mindful of what is happening in this country. Because kati ye asigadde kubeera overseer like Obasanjo. That's why in some countries ojja kusanga mu India president gyali temumumanyi. In Germany they have a president. In Israel they have a president. These are people who play the vital
President
role.
Museveni is going to be like an overseer. Judiciary is going to overtake. So wali katono tukankuze wali katono nnyo. Judiciary muguno musango yagenda ko kinene nnyo ejja kola recommendations.
Judiciary UNEB yabawa benchmarks egolola bugolozi kakati mumuyina okumanuvalinga nti the president bwe bayagala bwe balemesa ono okuba enkuŋŋaana he moved in ne general jaw birungi n'agenda yali tamanyi byakola n'aleeta afene muhozi na stabilizing eggwanga.
Akoze omulimu
Museveni adhered to election rules nimbaga nti ono agenda kuwangula akalulu kubanga yategedde nti victory ye bano babalamu oba balamu Museveni aliyeko kukola balamu balamu oyo omanyi bamubbiranga mu ssente nga tategeera who brought Bobi Wine balamu because Bobi Wine wouldn't have no puna
atamuleta atani registering people ko wanga NGO
n'akajanja ke nga waliwo n'oli mu state house because Museveni's problems originate from the palace. Balowooza Bobi Wine wakulira mu ssente oyo omwana n'abulookinga Bobi Wine. People power was a slogan. Yali batisa ina bantu nkaga mu parliament.
Hancho vide kugamba ati amuleta atia ati namala na mugalira wabwe.
Muganda we tebamu bulokinza kuyingira parliament. Kali Bobi Wine control parliament outside ngataliyo. Kali Bobi Wine control parliament ngataliyo. Nyesere ko yakola statement yewunyisa buli omu. Bwali okoti buyagoba musango. Ngagamba nkumanyi twemanyi fenna. Oyo ndabagamba nti president yamuwa minister Nyanzi. Why? Nyanzi came to me running in tears. My brother is being used by forces. Bobi Wine najja twice yali akyegaayo. But I was blocked from seeing Museveni. Bobi Wine teyali baddewo. Kenya waliwo omusajja bamuyita Major General Kariuki. Yali kamanda wa Air Force. Aba Air Force baayagala okuwamba mu 83. Baali bajaluwo. Commander of Air Force Major General Kariuki was a Kikuyu. Omusajja najja ngadduka nga yenywera mwengeko mu bbaala n'amugamba nti why you consider kwa barracks mimi natumia pombe yangu tunaonana baadaye bamusibe miaka 5 why didn't you listen to your senior kute wajirimu there was no way a Kikuyu could rally conspire with the Jaluo to topple Moi. But this man came running a sergeant. Namuga no, mina tumia pombe yangu. Tumizo mwenge gwangi. Nyuma mwenge. Ne kuamini. Obote. Sabani Opoloti. Yali amekamanda. Yagende wa Mutesa. Namuga nti akasajja mpapa wankakwate. Akwate Obote. Mutesa ali yebasenga yekubidde debidde lye bulungi. Namuga nti ayogere n'omumbejja mpologogo. Sabani Opoloti naga nti ebyokuwamba gavumenti babyogera n'omukazi. She left obwakabaka baabo kuba. Kati Nyanzi came to me. He was blocked. Nyanzi detected his trouble. Ne Bobi Wine detected his trouble. Sasa na minister. Ataka ne nupu eno gye mulaba. Balikiwambye nayo. Atani ajiwambye. Ba government. All of these elections are dictated by people in the government. Bajagaza cheni. Mbubo balowooza. Tibawambe nupu. I'm telling you. If you have stinking feet and you remove the socks, you retain the stench. Banabana, if you buy a Gomez, mukazi n'omugulira Gomez, nga si mukazi wo, you're wasting time. These people, younger people, who have elected NUP leaders, they don't know that NUP is an army of government people. Ate biwagamba nti baddukayo. Ante nkubuulidde nti NUP yaba government. Mbakuba amasimu mbawulira. Dikire NUP man. Mbawulira. Recently guwagamba nti NUP Bobi Wine yali wa munge n'amala n'ava. Bobi Wine yekyati era ne Bobi Wine yali mu panic. Nabaga nti Americans can use and dump you. What the Americans have not reached a level of removing Museveni engagement ate byonna abikola
tebanatuuse
nalabye story bu red paper nemba kubira n'essimu ne baga nemu aba red paper akamba sasiremu eyo story gye mukube ya organize waliwo agibawadde ali mu group y'abantu bamumye sente ne baga mugiveeko yesemano bege ekibibi mbo simanyi bakikole mugende mubali agesente bajja babetenda
weewaawo okyalaba STV the sharp talk olunaku lwakubirira nga nkyali n'omukuku na Tamale Mirundi.
Let us finalize on this. Kakati, why am I saying that all of these are affecting Museveni?
Which one?
The person who would get worried would be Museveni himself. Bino byokwatia abantu akwata abantu okukola ki Museveni yafiirwa.
Tugenda bitunulako lwaki tukaterese kuba nakyo tugenda kitunulako. Minister wa Internal Affairs alina byayogera tugenda bitunulako maaso